Well, tonight there's new help for federal workers who have lost their jobs already. It's coming from the Council of Governments. Our John Duran was at the council's meeting this afternoon and tells us what they're doing to keep the newly unemployed on their feet.
The Council of Governments is taking the first steps in helping fired federal workers find jobs, launching a new website with information and resources about job fairs, but also context about the impact these federal firings could have on the DMV and across the country.
So articulating what that looks like for Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. is really, really important that our elected officials get on the same sheet of music and realize the impact to their respective states.
Clark Mercer, the executive director of the Council of Governments, helped create this website that uses census information to provide statistics on federal firings.
When you start laying off half the workforce in education or USAID or folks at Veterans Affairs or Social Security, people's benefits, farmers in the Midwest, folks are affected, and really telling that story clearly about how these cuts impact the entire country.
The mass federal firings come as local governments are constructing their budgets for the next fiscal year. D.C. may have to cut $1 billion from its fiscal year 2025 budget if a continued resolution introduced this week passes the Senate and is signed by the president. D.C. Council Chair Phil Mendelson also says Moody's is placing the district's credit ratings on review for a possible downgrade because of the federal firings.
So not only is the district potentially affected recessionary, that not only are you going to see with the district, if we can't figure out a workaround, that the district's going to inevitably have to furlough police and fire and everything else.
This kind of, for lack of a better word, bullying of the District of Columbia is wholly unacceptable. And we have all watched it and we have all seen it, and I need you all to know that we are standing with you.
The Council of Governments says if the Department of Government Efficiency succeeds in cutting 75% of the federal workforce, unemployment in the area would be higher than at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. In D.C., John Duran, WUSA 9.